just wanted to let you guys know I have a guest here. This is Greta Lynn Yankover. She works with the Center for Grieving Children, and she and I have been talking a lot about Mush. We're going to talk about Mush today, and Greta's been thinking about how she might be able to incorporate this in with her multicultural teens. So this transcends beyond the workplace, and it might even be something that we can incorporate in with our teens. So anyway, thank you, Greta, for I feel like a bride who had a maid of honor. Anyway, I was fortunate enough this summer to take a course. It was a seminar that I went to for a week, and it was a skills-based seminar. What that means is it's not only a conference that you go to learn. You actually, in the morning, you'll do some academic study, and then later in the afternoon, it's all role play. So if you think this is terrifying to get dressed up like this, every day for 5 days doing role plays with complete strangers. Well, I have some people that I still stay in touch with from that seminar because it's so intense to do that kind of role playing. Anyway, the class was called Clear Leadership. And the premise around it is it's a model of skills required to clear out interpersonal mush and sustain collaboration in any organization. So can anybody tell me what they think mush is?
Lack of clarity, perception, reading somebody's body language, not understanding it, taking it in one direction when it's really meant to go in the other direction.
That's pretty mushy. Wow, that is mushy.
Mutual understanding sans horseshit.
Anybody else have any ideas on what mush could be?
What you yell at sled dogs.
Nice.
Monster mash, not monster.
No, not mash. It's mush. It's mush. All right. Mush is an interaction between two or more people based on stories they have made up about one another, and they have not checked out. So it's stories they've made up and they've not checked out, and the checking out part has to happen directly with that person. So that's what interpersonal mush is. So where do we think mush comes from? Anybody have any ideas on where mush could come from?
Assumption.
What Kim said.
Assumption.
Lack of confidence, insecurity.
Lack of confidence.
And not being competent and a skill set around that can be required.
Okay, great.
A choice not to speak with people directly, but to triangulate.
Perfect.
Stereotyping. And to make assessments based on physical appearance.
Make assessments based on physical appearance. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, great. All right. So, as I said, the course was very academic, so mush definitely had a definition to it. And it was called sense making. So mush is essentially sense making. And it's making up a story about another person's experience, about their wants, their feelings, and what they're thinking. And we do this because we want to fill in the gaps of our own knowledge, right? Something's missing, we don't have all the information, so we need to make sense of it. That's what we are. We're creatures of needing things to make sense. So we are all guilty of creating mush when we need to do our own sense making. So there's one more definition. Go ahead. One more word I just want to define for you while we take you through the rest of this morning's exercise is the word experience. The word experience is not what happens to you. It's the reactions that you create out of what happens to you. I'm going to say that again. It's not. Experience is not what happens to you. It's our own reactions to what we do that we create out of what happens to you. So keep a couple of these things in mind when you're watching us today about mush. Comes from sense making, and our experiences, the reactions that we have to things.
Okay, so I'm going to actually help. I will step out, I promise. I'm just going to cue up a quick video. Well, let's see. Okay. And Jody, I can have you hit play in a second. So to help start really kind of illustrating what interpersonal mush is, think of like a situation comedy. So it usually has, two or more people that get into some interpersonal mix-up based on misperceptions. So usually those parties don't have the clarity. They don't know 100% truth. They've kind of just started doing that sense making, and we know that can happen here at work. So we actually found this really short but great clip from Frasier. It's super over the top, but it definitely makes the point. So Jody, if you can hit play for me, please.
Yeah. Down here! Oh my God, Dad!
Oh, I thought you'd capsized.
No! Oh, my chair. Squeaking was bugging Frazier.
The carpet is a whole shade lighter under there. Except for the little black dots you just made.
Oh, shoot. I'm gonna get a towel.
I'll get it.
No, sorry. Ooh.
I'll get something to pick up the grease.
What the hell's happened? Now, don't get upset. I was oiling my chair trying to get rid of the squeak, and I had a little spill. I just had this carpet cleaned. I'm sorry. It was an accident. Sure, Dad. It was an accident.
It was an accident. I saw him step on it.
As you know as well as I do, there are no accidents. Just admit it, Dad. Your latent hostility toward me has been building through the years, little by little, until you have finally struck the Achilles heel of my decor, the Berber carpet. I did not do this on purpose. No? I suggest you dig deep into the twisted caves of your subconscious, where malicious acts abide, clothed in the robes of plausible excuses. The last time this was not malicious, it was an accident. I don't think you know the difference. Yes, I do. That was an accident. This is malicious.
So, in this clip, definitely way over the top. But Frasier, he immediately jumps to the conclusion that his dad's malicious, he was malicious, that he ruined the carpet on purpose. And Frasier was basing this on his experiences with his dad and doing the sense making there and jumping to that conclusion. So I have a feeling that's also similar to what you guys might be doing right now. So based on the experiences all of you have had with each of us, you could be doing some sense making right now, wondering why the heck we're dressed up like this. Maybe it's, hey, it's Halloween and they really like Halloween. We could have had a bet with each other and we all lost or won.
I really lost.
Exactly. Yeah, Jody was the one. Yeah. Or Heather really likes that Cindy Lou Who costume, and she's wearing it again. So.
It's so cool and comfortable.
Exactly. So I'll let you guys continue doing a little more sense making and hand it over to Nicole to start getting into the skill.
Okay, so as Jody alluded earlier on, she did a course some time ago where she learned a lot of skills that related to interpersonal month. One of the skills that she learned was about talking right here, right now, which from the things that she learned, there was one that came out that we're going to be talking about today, which we'll call the experience cube, all right? So it's so important to this whole training that even Microsoft, they went ahead and they engraved it into their carpet, in their managerial offices, because they were so into trying to get people together to understand what interpersonal mush is. All right, next. So as you'll see here, we have it outlined for you, OTFW, and as you can see there, the O is for observation, and it's what's said and what's done. The T is for thoughts, and it's assumptions, as you've all answered before. F is for feelings, what happens inside the body, and W is for wants, goals and motivation, what it is that you want. Right? So that's pretty much what the experience cube has you thinking when you're going through the whole scenario of talking here right now. And I'll hand over to Bridget.
Sure. So the four of us are actually going to enact a scenario of Mush. And the situation that explains our caution is that this is a work Halloween party, and all of us have varying levels of